Welcome to the CigarFati Academy and the literary universe of writer Edo Cruz. Today, with more than 65 books dedicated to the world of habanos, through fiction and a stoic love for them. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a name that just drips with luxury, Cohiba. We're going to uncover the secrets behind the world's most sought-after cigar.
Right, let's get into this. Because the story of Cohiba isn't just about tobacco. No, it's a story of secrets, of power, and of a kind of perfection that was literally born from paranoia.
So what's the connection? Well, the answer lies in one single legendary name that has become the ultimate symbol of luxury, Cohiba.
Our journey doesn't start in a beautiful tobacco field like you might think. No, it begins in the super tense, high-stakes atmosphere of the Cold War.
You have to understand, the CIA was constantly trying to assassinate Fidel Castro. And I mean constantly. They were trying everything, including plots with explosive and poisoned cigars. So, logically, the Cuban state needed a completely secure, totally controlled line of cigars just for him.
And it all came down to this chance encounter in 1963. Fidel's bodyguard offered him a cigar, one that came from his friend, a master roller, a torcedor named Eduardo Rivera. Fidel was so blown away by it, he tasked Rivera with creating the perfect and, more importantly, the safest personal cigar, or puro, for his own private use.
And the place where they made them, the El Laguito mansion, wasn't really a factory. It was a fortress. We're talking armed guards, scientific labs testing for poisons, the whole 9 yards. This obsession with security, which came from a very justified paranoia, well, it accidentally created the most rigorous quality control the tobacco world had ever seen.
So, okay, we know how it started. But what makes a Cohiba taste so different from any other cigar out there? Well, for that, the secrets are buried in ancient history and literally in the soil itself.
Even the name, that's a story. Cohiba. It was suggested by the revolutionary leader Celia Sanchez. It's the word the indigenous Taino people used for the rolled tobacco they smoked in their sacred rituals. So right from the get-go, it's connected to the deep spiritual roots of tobacco in Cuba.
The magic really begins in the dirt of the Vuelta Abajo region. Look at this blend. It's a perfect mix of sand, clay, and silt. You combine this unique soil, this terroir, with the local microclimate, and that's how you get the finest tobacco on planet Earth, period.
But here, right here, this is the real secret sauce. Cohiba's signature process. A third fermentation. They take the finest leaves and age them again in oak barrels. At the time, this technique was completely unheard of, a total game changer. And this really shows you the difference. See, standard Cuban cigars, they're fermented twice to get rid of impurities. But that extra step Cohiba takes, that third round in the barrel, that's what mellows everything out, reduces the harshness, and creates that legendary smoothness and complexity.
All right, let's shift gears from the science to the human element, because all that alchemy, all that perfect tobacco, it has to be brought to life by the hands of true masters.
And here's something that was absolutely revolutionary for its time. The El Laguito factory was initially staffed 100% by women. The belief was that their hands possessed a special sensitivity, a delicate touch needed for this incredibly fine work.
And the commitment to perfection, it's almost fanatical. I mean, look at this. Every single cigar goes through a whole battery of tests. We're talking 17 quality control points. They sort them into 64 different shades of brown. The weight has to be perfect to within half a gram. If anything fails, even by a little bit, it's immediately rejected, no questions asked.
So how did this top-secret cigar, created for just one man, become the ultimate global icon of luxury and power?
Well, for 16 years, from 66 to 82, you just couldn't buy a Cohiba. They weren't for sale. They were exclusively used as diplomatic gifts for kings, presidents, and heads of state. That extreme exclusivity built this incredible mystique around the brand before it ever even hit a store shelf. So when they were finally released to the public, they were an instant sensation. The global elite immediately adopted Cohiba as the universal symbol that you had made it. You had arrived. And that demand just exploded, transforming Cohibas from a simple luxury item into a tangible asset. It all culminated recently when a single, special edition humidor sold for a world record 4.6 million euros. I mean, let that sink in.
And the numbers, they just speak for themselves. This meteoric rise in value puts Cohiba in the same investment class as things like rare art and fine wines. It's just staggering to look at.
So, in the end, a Cohiba is so much more than just tobacco. It's a piece of Cold War history, it's a work of art, and it's this incredible story of how the quest for absolute security accidentally created absolute perfection.
If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, subscribe to the channel because we are just getting started. And remember that you can now enjoy the complete collection of writer Ado Cruz on Amazon today with more than 50 books dedicated to the world of habanos.